So here we got 10 feet of copper pipe. Somehow in all my years of doing all this stuff, I've never aggregated any scrap copper. So I just had to buy a whole brand new pipe. It was like 40 bucks. Now, if you knew exactly as much about bronze as I did previously, you would think bronze was a mixture of copper and tin, which it is, but only because bronze is actually a category of alloys that is mainly copper mixed with other things. But today we're not making your grandma's old copper and tin bronze. We're making a very special, extra strong bronze. It's called aluminum bronze, and it is every bit as aluminum-y as you might think. All this and more on today's DNA production. Hope you guys like it. Hey, where'd my other piece of bird poop go? It was right here. Can't have anything in West Chicago, I swear. I do not want to work at the penny factory, I'll tell you that. Wait, I'm kind of curious what the treadle hammer would do to a pop cam. Whoa, that's awesome. It's like a perfect crush. Whoa, that's pretty satisfying. You likey. This would be a good slingshot target. 40 bucks worth of copper, I guess. 15 bacons of copper. Now, word on the street is aluminum bronze is 9 parts copper to 1 part aluminum. So I'm gonna go for 900 grams of copper. Pretty dang close. Come on. I just had a toenail clipper out here. How much you want to bet? Yeah! Perfect. Oh. You're killing me. You're really killing me. Shout out Daddy Daycare bloopers. Yes. Guys, my channel might have peaked with this. Should be the perfect ratio we got going here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it's possible to start this without jumping. Nope. All right, this is a brand new crucible, so I'm just gonna let that run on really low heat for a little while. So I'm not doing the spear yet, I'm just making some little muffins. Ingots, as they call them. I'm trying to make them real flat too, just pour a little bit in each one. I got this graphite dry lubricant because this bronze apparently has a tendency to sort of pseudo weld itself to muffin tins like this. I don't actually know if this graphite spray is exactly what I need, but this is the kind of stuff that you use to lubricate buckshot molds when you're making buckshot in a buckshot mold. I'm gonna give that a couple more minutes. All right, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the wool is starting to glow. So we definitely got a nice little preheat on there. Go ahead and crank it up. Oh, that was epic. I hope every other mosquito saw that. There goes the aluminum. Copper has a much higher melting point than aluminum. Copper's really holding on. Man, that copper's tough stuff. Whoa! It all just goes at the same time. That's crazy. Please be recording. Wow, that's pretty. So, truthfully, after the pretty low views of the last casting video, I was apprehensive to try another one. But we looked at the data and we saw that the viewer retention was actually through the roof, as well as the click-through rate for people who actually saw the thumbnail, which pretty much just tells me the video and the thumbnail were epic. YouTube just thought it'd be pretty funny not to show it to anybody. So here's me just kind of running it back, hoping things go better this time. I gotta admit though, I'm pretty bummed about the last video. I mean, I guess you could say, I got the YouTube blues. Thank you very much. Guys, my last 2 videos have been stickers, and YouTube is very unique in a particular way where, like, I've worked at Chipotle before. If someone's like, this burrito's yucky, okay, you want a refund? You want a new burrito? What do you want? But man, on YouTube, these videos are me. Like, these are the builds that I like doing with my skills. I edit the videos. If you're hearing me talking, that's my thoughts coming out of my head. So when you make that and you give it to people and they're like, I don't like it, take it back. Oh my gosh, that's like Vine Boom, sad SpongeBob JPEG, rapid fade in, fade out, sad. Thank God I'm surrounded by a great group of people that if I've got no shortage of people to talk to if I'm like not doing that well. But sadly, I know that is just not the case with everybody. So I'm very happy to tell you today's sponsor is BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a service that just makes starting therapy easier. They just have you take a quiz so they can set you up with the right therapist for you, and you get to communicate with them in whatever way is most comfortable for you. That means you can call them, you can video chat with them, you can even text them. And let's say you're talking to a therapist for a little while and you're just not quite hitting it off, you can switch to a new therapist at any time for no extra cost. Please do check out that link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/ZNA. You'll get a 10% discount on your first month of therapy. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. I put it back in because I thought there was some still at the bottom, but there wasn't actually anything in there. You know it's hot when it's sitting in direct sunlight and it's still glowing. Yeah, never mind. All right, I personally would call that a total success. Got me feeling way too confident for this spear. I love a good doubloon. Oh, what the heck? I don't know if I can show that on YouTube. Whoa. That is like glass hard. Holy moly. All right, let's see how much material we lost. I do have a feeling when I was mixing it up and scraping off the dross or slag or whatever, that was pretty much just bronze. All right, 75 grams is what we lost. I mean, that's a pretty good haul. We still got all this copper. Thinking this is probably more than enough to make the spear. This is so cool. I just went ahead and bronzed all the copper. Look at that loaf. It's a good loaf. All right, next up, I'm gonna make the flask. This is this little frame that holds the 2 halves of the sand mold together. And for that, I've got this 1 inch by 3 inch poplar board. I'm gonna do a real simple measurement. I'll do it 12 by 8. Now I want both frames to be really, really perfectly lined up, so I'm actually gonna stick these boards together with some super glue first before I put the screws in, because the screws tend to sort of shift things around. And then for the second frame, I just ended up clamping it all together and dripping this super thin super glue onto all the connection points. This ended up being way, way, way faster and just easier too. It sets pretty much instantly. All right, now we're gonna do some pilot holes so the screws don't split the wood. And here's how I'm gonna hold them together. I got these latches that I can't remember the name of. I'll put it here. But the mechanism is very similar to like an ammo can. Best way I could describe it. Perfect. It works. So while these latches are super effective for holding the 2 halves together, what they're not super great at is holding them lined up with each other. Because you can see here, I can still latch them shut even if the boxes are completely out of alignment. So I need a different mechanism to actually hold them lined up with each other. And here's the easy peasy solution. Just a piece of plywood, cut into these wedges. I'm gonna hold them together and only put glue on the sides that I'm going to put the screws through. Alrighty, let's see how badly the glue seeped in between the wedges. Oh! Nice. Look at that. I even magically, accidentally did 2 on one side and 1 on the other side, so I don't get the sides mixed up. That's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yes. Thank you, Lord. Alrighty, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I despise multi-part builds. You know I do, but I do have a sponsorship deadline for tonight, and I know I'm not going to be able to do this build justice if I just like shard out some terrible spear design in the next 20 minutes just to get this video to be a one and done. So it's going to have to be 2 parts. I think we got a decent amount done today. I think we got a pretty okay video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, because that is all we got for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.